The original melanated people of this planet, who were once the perfect picture of health, are now leading in nearly every preventable disease globally. Our indigenous foods and cultural practices kept us 95% disease-free. Over time, as we adopted a foreign dietary lifestyle, our physical and mental health severely declined. I gathered over 15 years of experience as a registered nurse and African holistic practitioner to address this complex challenge in my new book, High Vibration Nutrition. This is a simple guide to healing through our culture and flourishing in wellness once again. Get the High Vibration Nutrition book by Banaset Khan Sekmet at Amazon. Also, get limited edition autographed copies of the book at KemeticWellness.com. Peace, Chem family. It's me, Banaset, your African holistic health nurse for Kemetic Wellness, and I am back with another video. If you are new here, again, my name is Banaset. I am a licensed registered nurse and energy healer. And here at Kemetic Wellness, we heal ourselves from an African-centered lens. And lens stands for language, energy medicine, nutrition, and sacred movement. This is natural African medicine because we know that your healing is in your culture. So if any of that resonates with you, please keep watching. Today, we're going to talk about how Kemetic Reiki works, what it is, where it comes from, and how it can help you heal on every level of your being. So let's talk about the origins of Kemetic Reiki. Kemetic Reiki is an African healing practice that is rooted in the principles and spiritual teachings of ancient Kemet. Long before the term Reiki was a thing, and before it was introduced in Japan, African people were practicing energy medicine through prayer, through breath work, through the laying on of hands, and through sacred ritual. These practices are still done today by African people, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what religion. Even within the confines of religion, we still practice them because these things are in our DNA. Okay, we cannot escape who we are. No matter where you go, there you are. So you'll see bits and pieces of our ancient rituals in modern day religions, but most people in these religions don't have the history or the consciousness to know that this is your stuff. Okay, so you'll see Muslims and their cleansing rituals before prayer, not knowing that the Wab priests of Kemet had to do these hygiene rituals before entering the temples. You'll see a Christian pastor laying hands on a member of the congregation to heal them, not realizing that African people have done this across the diaspora since the beginning of time. It's not a Christian practice. It's not a Muslim practice. It is an African practice. You'll see entire lines from the books of Proverbs and Psalms that are literally plagiarized words, word for word, from Kemetic texts, like the instructions of Ptah Hotep and the instructions of Mary Carre. These texts predate the Bible by thousands. Count it. Put on a timeline. Thousands of years. So we know which ones came first. Okay. These words in the middle netter, these are our hekau, our words of power, our divine words, which is what middle netter means. Okay. These are our African prayers. That's why some of them resonate with us so much. But without the history, we don't have the consciousness to use it for our empowerment. And that's the difference. So that is how Kemetic Reiki works. The first thing you learn in Kemetic Reiki is a reorientation to an African consciousness. Why? Because Western culture has us upside down, inside out, and backwards. So that even when you get some really good information, you do not know how to use it to empower yourself. You don't even know what to do with it. Okay. The origins of Kemetic Reiki is based in African spiritual knowledge that predates foreign invasion. So it has the power to give us back our right African mind. So we are thinking intelligently, moving strategically, and in our own best interests. The purpose of religion is to separate you from your own authentic divine self and have you thinking in a way that works against your own best interests. So that is how Kemetic Reiki works. It's a reorientation to self, your true self. And it was brought forth by Reiki Kajaraniya Nebethet, who is the founder of the Sekhi Arts Temple. She created the Sekhi system to do several things, mainly these three things. One is to give our ancestors the proper credit for the knowledge of energy medicine and spirituality that we shared with the world. Number two is to give us the necessary tools to heal ourselves from the nightmare of Caucasian terrorism that we are living under and remember who we are. Number three is to learn about African spirituality, the way our ancestors viewed divinity prior to foreign invasion, completely free of the box that religion has placed us in. So Kemetic Reiki is different. It's different. Kemetic Reiki also teaches us how energy works. So let's talk about that. Kemetic Reiki is an African healing system that works with the spiritual energy that exists within all of us. Everyone has it. Okay, it's not about belief or not believing. Everyone has this spiritual energy. This is your life force. And it is that life force that connects us to all of creation. Our ancestors in Kemet call this Sekhi. Okay. They call it Sekhi. Different cultures have different names for this. You may have heard the term Ki, Chi, Prana, Moyo. It's all describing the same vital life force energy. Okay. This spiritual energy is it's like the divine current that flows through all of creation and all life, everything that exists. It's something that we all have and that we can all feel within us. When this energy is flowing freely, we feel balanced, we feel healthy, we feel clear, and you feel whole. When it's blocked, it creates disharmony. How this shows up is stress, illness, confusion, disconnection, and emotional pain. So for example, if your heart center is blocked, you may feel grief, you may feel resentment, or you may have difficulty giving or receiving love. Okay, these are all signs that your heart center is blocked. If your root center is blocked, you may feel fear, insecurity, instability, especially in finances, housing. Okay, all of those things that would create a secure state of being. Kemetic Reiki gently releases these blockages by raising your vibration and restoring good energy flow so that you can do the things that you need to do to maintain balance in your life. When these blockages are released, the process allows your body's natural healing intelligence to activate. Okay, this is why people often describe feeling lighter, calmer, or more centered after a session. So let's talk about what happens during a session. Okay. In Kemetic Reiki, the practitioner acts as a vessel for divine energy. So that means that the healer doesn't give you their energy. They're not giving you their energy. Instead, they act as a conduit, a channel for universal energy, divine love from the creator and the ancestors to you. This is the same whether you are the healer who's working on yourself or you're the practitioner working on a client. So we use our hands. Usually, if you're working with yourself, you may use your hands more closely on your body than if you're working with someone else. Okay, so we use our hands sometimes without even touching the body, just hovering above. Okay, we use our hands to guide the energy through the spiritual centers, which in the Kemetic Reiki system are known as aritu. This term is also understood as chakras. So each aritu governs different aspects of your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual health. Now, other than our hands, we use other tools. Okay, Kemetic Reiki is not just about energy flow, it's a holistic system. So we use sacred symbols from the Medu Neter, which is our ancient divine language. Medu Neter literally means divine words. Okay, so it is a high vibrational language. English in and of itself is an extremely low vibrational language with a whole lot of spells. We speak spells every day in English and don't even know it. Okay. We also use chants known as hekau. These are words of power. We use hesi, which is song. Okay, so it's hekau in musical form. So sometimes during a session, we may sing. Again, whether you're doing a session by yourself, healing yourself, or whether you're doing healing work on others. We also use prayers. We use different breathing and meditative techniques, crystals, essential oils, food. So there may be certain food that you are recommended to avoid or to consume to help balance yourself. Herbs as well. You may use sacred movement to help open up certain aritu, and even color therapy, because colors have certain vibrations, a certain frequency. They activate certain frequencies. Okay. The Western world knows this because they use certain colors in advertising and even in the decor of certain businesses. Okay, colors evoke certain emotions and mental states of being. Okay, all of these are natural tools that are rooted in African culture. Okay, when you use them, it helps to awaken the memory in your cells, in your DNA, and reconnects you with your own ancestors. They realign you with Ma'at, the principle of truth, balance, and order. So let's talk about the transformation that you can expect to show up in your life when you are using these tools on a regular basis, when you embody them. On a physical level, after a session, you're going to feel relief from pain, from fatigue, and even from other chronic conditions. These are things that people report feeling after a session.
I instantly felt at the end of it, during and at the end of it, I instantly felt like the heaviness and the weight was lifted. And then from there, I did a yoga session with her, and I felt as things, the tension in my body was moving. And I knew that if I wanted to completely heal myself emotionally, mentally, physically, that I had to be consistent with it. And so I was, and I have been.
On an emotional level, it helps to relieve stress, grief, and trauma. On a mental level, it quiets the mind so you can have clarity and focus. So it's excellent for interrupting those anxious and depressive thought patterns. On a spiritual level, it reconnects you with your authentic divine self. It connects you with your culture and also with your ancestors. So it's important to know that Kemetic Reiki healing sessions are not just feel-good sessions where you get up off the massage table and your whole life is fixed. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're going to feel great after a session, but there's more to be done. Okay, in order to maintain that state of being. After a session, the flow of energy in your auric field is clear. You must continue the necessary work on yourself in order to keep your life in balance. So for example, you may receive the message that your root chakra is blocked or unbalanced. It's your job to correct the things in your life that were causing the imbalance. You understand? It's not just a feel-good session. You walk away, you get up off the table, and whoo, life is great. Because African spirituality is practical. That is impractical to think that that is even possible. Okay? So if your root chakra is imbalanced and you receive the message that there are certain things you need to do, you have to look at what is causing the imbalance. Are you struggling with your finances? Then you need to fix it. You need to assess why you're struggling with your finances and fix it. Are you insecure because you're being abused? Then you may need to leave that relationship. Going back session after session when you haven't done the work in your real life to fix the problem is not going to solve anything. Okay? Is your root chakra blocked because you're backed up and constipated because you eat too much processed food? You may need to change your diet. Okay? These are all things that can cause blockages in your root chakra. Okay? African spirituality is not hocus pocus. Okay? It's not hocus pocus. These are practical solutions that actually help you to heal things that are blocking the flow of energy in your life. So when things are not going the way you want them to go, they're not manifesting properly, it's going to give you the messages you need to hear to find the root of what's actually causing the blockages. Okay? Kemetic Reiki works because it does not just treat symptoms. It addresses the root cause of the imbalance, which is often energetic or spiritual. So how can you learn more about Kemetic Reiki? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you would like to book a Kemetic Reiki session with me, I am available for in-person and online sessions at www.KemeticWellness.com. I also have a Kemetic Reiki Discovery class coming up on September 22nd, if you're interested in learning more about Kemetic Reiki. But if you see this video after that time, the recording will also be available. This class is going to give you a good foundation and an insider's look into exactly what Kemetic Reiki is and how you can use it to heal yourself. If you like to read, you can also purchase the Kemetic Reiki books at KemeticWellness.com or here in the YouTube shop. Also, there are Kemetic Reiki level 1 and 2 certification classes coming up virtually, so you can take them online and in person. Okay. I am currently located in Columbus, Ohio, so this is where the in-person classes will be. Okay. Level 1 is the beginner's level, the initiate level. This is where you learn how to heal yourself. You learn these tools to heal yourself. You must learn how to heal yourself before you work on others. Okay, you have to cultivate your own Sekhi before you work on other people. Level 2 is the practitioner level for those who want more healing tools. Even if you just want to work on yourself, you gain more tools to work on yourself. You also become certified so that you can heal others. Okay, we have over 2,000 Kemetic Reiki practitioners worldwide. So this is a small but growing practice. Okay. All of the information to the links and upcoming courses will be in the description of this video. And you can always, always, always find me at KemeticWellness.com. Okay. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.